Final segment of the show today, Cougar Sports Saturday. It's been a fun one. We have a great time on these off-season shows. You think, what are they going to talk about? It's May. There's nothing to talk about. It's Mother's Day, right? No. I tell that to my family all the time. They'll say, what do you talk about in summertime or off-season? I just say, so naive. Have you ever heard of a portal? Have you ever heard of a hot sheet of who this player's heard from? Oh, there's always something to talk about. There's always something to talk about, Grandpa. There's always something to talk about. But this weekend, though, is a lot of fun. And, we can put the BYU stuff aside maybe for tomorrow to honor our moms as it's Mother's Day. And hopefully all of you are celebrating all the women that are influential in your life, or just people in general that have meant a lot to you. But the moms in life are a big deal. And I asked the question, we were putting together the show, BYU memories that you've had with your moms, and you can tie this in with your wife too, but memories you've had in your life with BYU sports and BYU in general with your mom.
It's a great question. I don't remember this, but I was present for it. There's photographic evidence. I think the most significant early memory that I don't remember, but it gets brought up a lot in my family, is me attending BYU versus Miami as a 2-year-old with my parents.
That's awesome.
Which I would never do. I would never take my 2-year-old to a sporting event.
Well said. I remember my oldest son was 6 years old and went to the USC game, and I was stressing up in the press box thinking to my wife, what are you doing taking our 6-year-old? That was a 6-year-old. A 2-year-old? Are you kidding me? And that was in early September. So it's probably hot.
Totally.
Absolutely.
I mean,
it got nighttime, but still, 66,000 fans. The defending national champions were coming to town. A rare hurricane watch was over Provo, Utah, Matt, and you were in that thing.
I was there. Were you there?
No, my dad has made it clear that I was not allowed as a 2-year-old to be there. he was in lockstep with us. My first BYU football game was, I believe, to be like 93, but my first memory was like 95 UCLA. That's my first memory of going to a game. But that's pretty cool that you were at the Miami game with your parents.
I don't remember it, so it's hard to call it a memory. But the reason I bring it up is I think my mom is a big reason why I'm such a passionate sports fan, because she always championed sports. I mean, my dad was a sports fan too, but my mom genuinely still to this day enjoys going to games. I've been to some games with my mom. One of the most recent ones, I haven't been with my family for many years since we went on the show, but I do remember distinctly going to BYU versus Washington when it was Riley and Jake alternating series.
2010.
With her. And so I've just always appreciated that she enjoys going and that you can spend that time with her. So I give her a lot of credit towards me being a sports fan, because she always was interested, always wanted to go. I think some of that dates back to her growing up too, but it was fun to be able to share that with not only my dad, but my mom.
That's really cool. And you bring that up, unlocked a memory that I was not planning on talking about in this segment. My mom was with me and my dad. It was the 2010 spring game, and I believe we had some family activity. I was, early 20s, spending some time with my parents because, again, we had some family activity, I believe, afterwards down in Utah County. But we went to the spring game, and this is the first spring of Jake, and it wasn't the 2011 game where it was the infamous, or I don't say infamous, but like it was the well-known documented winter game where Riley took over and led a halftime comeback and all that sort of thing. This was 2010 where it was the first offseason with Jake, and look, I was all in. I'm all in on Jake Heaps. You know me, like being a recruiting guy, the stars, I was in. I was just, he's going to be the next big thing. Done. And I remember my mom saying in the spring game, I don't think Jake Heaps is that good. And I was like, how dare you? How dare you, Mom? Are you kidding me? This is Jake Heaps. And she's like, I don't think he doesn't seem to have the competitive fire like this, some cliche. And I'm like, Mom, this is Jake Heaps.
He doesn't have the it.
And then she called it. Like, I can't argue. Like, even though he did get an NFL crack, like, I can't argue. She was right. But it was kind of funny. Like in the moment, I was like, what do you know, Mom? Another memory I do have, I was 10 years old, and this was fall camp 98. So there used to be a thing called, we go to it now in the media, it's in the IPF. And Kalani will sometimes talk about this event, how he misses it at the stadium when he was a player. I used to go to those. It was picture day. And picture day, it would be a great opportunity to meet the players. Like, there was no fans ever there. I don't even know how my family, my parents even knew that this was a thing, especially my dad. Like, how did he know picture day was happening? I really don't know. But one year I was 10. It was the 98 season. And there was rumblings of like a new jersey, and I wanted to see them. And I was bummed that my dad couldn't take me to go. He had to work, and my mom was kind enough to take me. And she knows BYU sports, obviously, being in this household with the Harpers and all that. But like, it's not like her thing, her speed. But like, she took me, and like we had photos, and we would talk to the players. I remember, oddly enough, she talked to Derek Stevenson, who's had his own like folklore in BYU history after his career. I remember she took photos of me with Brian Gray, Ronnie Jenkins. It was cool. So what I'm getting at is moms do a lot. They sacrifice a lot for us. My wife's great with our kids. When we're doing this show on Saturdays, she's taking my kids, up and down the valley to sporting events. So moms have a big influence on our life, clearly, for us, and I'm sure our wives, for our kids. So happy Mother's Day. Hopefully everyone's has a chance to celebrate their moms this weekend.
Echo that too. Happy Mother's Day. And I think, what I love about these kind of days is it's a baked-in reminder to maybe be a little extra nice, maybe to say something that you wouldn't normally say, even though I think deep down we all know we need to say these things more. Time is not unlimited for anybody. So hope you, Mitch, myself, and everyone listening, you just enjoy the day. Take a moment. Tell your moms you love them. You're thankful for them. And just enjoy the day, because you never know how many you can have. And so it's a nice reminder, just talking about these memories, that memories are core. They're core to us. And I'm looking forward to celebrating it. So happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there.
Well said, Matt. And that's going to do it for this edition of Cougar Sports Saturday. I hope all of you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast feed if you haven't done so. You can get that podcast on Apple, YouTube, Google Play, Spotify, or the KSL Sports app, or KSLNewsRadio.com, KSLSports.com. And we will talk to you next week here on Cougar Sports Saturday from noon to 3 here on the Legacy Home of the Cougars, KSL News Radio.